Hello guys, my name is Amal, Happy New Year, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the Ricoh GR IIIx after 10,000 shots, so let's get straight into it. So, one positive about the camera is that it is extremely convenient and portable. Now, because it's so small, you can just take it with you everywhere. It's lightweight. You know, when you have it with you, you don't know that you have it with you. Like, it's not weighing you down like a big mirrorless camera would. So yeah, that is one very, very important positive of this camera. And also talking about that is, even though it's small, it is a very powerful camera. So, you know, don't let the size fool you. It is very good for its size, and has a large APS-C size sensor. So the image quality is very, very good. So yeah, and also talking on image quality, the lens is so sharp, it's ridiculously sharp. Like, compared to my Sony, no, not my Sony, my Sigma 85 that I use on my Sony camera, that lens is notoriously sharp. And so is this lens. I think this lens might even be a little bit more sharper, but this lens is so good. Like, it's really, really nice. I don't know how Ricoh have done it in such a small body. But somehow they've done it. And they even made the GR4 even smaller than this, which is pretty insane. But yeah, and also the RAW files are very nice and easy to edit. So this helps to, you know, make your editing workflow, if you do edit, very seamless, very simple, very quick, because there are very nice RAW files to edit. The colors are just very good. And also talking about colors, this camera has recipes. So you can do like film simulations, just like kind of like the Fujifilm, not as detailed as the Fujifilm, as that goes quite in depth with their film simulations. But this one, you can do quite a lot with it, not as much as a Fuji, but yeah. You can download, there's two apps, one called Ricoh Recipes and one called Camset. I'll link them down below so you can check them out. And yeah, the Ricoh community also posts their own recipes online, so you can check those out if you don't want to edit photos. If you don't want to do post-production, you can just do those. And another positive about this camera is the HDF. So basically what that means is it has a built-in filter inside of it. And the filter that's in this one is a highlight diffusion filter. So it basically blooms the highlights. It's kind of like a mist filter, but it's really nice. And the fact that it's built in is just adds more to the convenience of this camera. So yeah, you can really elevate your look using this camera here. And one more positive about this camera is the focal length. This is the X variant, so it's a 40mm equivalent, and that is a very nice middle ground between 35mm and 50mm. So yeah, using this like almost every day now, this has become my favorite focal length, and it is just so nice. It's really nice. Like, it's very similar to what the human eye sees in terms of like scale of things. So it's really like pleasing to look at. Like, if you use it, you'll fall in love with it, trust me. 40mm is the new 50mm. And another positive about this camera is that it's just fun to shoot with. Since it's so small, it doesn't get in the way of your daily activities. So that is a very big plus for me when using this camera. Now let's start talking about the cons. Now, one con is that since it's very small, the batteries are also very small as well. These are what the batteries look like. As you can see, they're very tiny. Very small. And since they're so small, sometimes they run out very quickly. So they're rated for up to 200 shots, I think, which is, you know, if you're using it as a daily camera, it's fine, because you're not going to be shooting like when you intentionally go out for photography. Like for me, when I take this out, just as a daily camera, I might shoot max 50 photos. So it will last me quite a bit. Whereas if I'm intentionally shooting photography, I'll be shooting, you know, maybe 200 upwards. So then I'll need to carry more batteries. But then again, the batteries are small, so they're not inconvenient to carry around since they're so small. And also, this camera has USB-C, so that is also another plus. So yeah, since it's USB-C, you can literally use the same charger as your phone and, you know, plug into your power bank. So yeah, negative, but also a positive as well. Another negative about this camera is that there's no viewfinder or EVF. Now, if you do your research, you'd know that this camera is very small and had to make sacrifices. One of those sacrifices was not adding in a viewfinder. Now, this camera is small, and also it's meant to be a snap shooter as well, so you're meant to take it out, bam, 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 take a few shots very quickly. It's meant to be a camera that's used quickly, but not in a perfect way. So you don't have to really, get every shot in focus with this camera, because it's just like a everyday fun camera. That's why there's snap focus as well, right? So you can set your focus at a predetermined distance, like 1 meter, 1.5 meters away, and then just shoot away like that. So if you want a camera with a viewfinder, go X100 route, go want to get one of those cameras. Those are great as well, but this camera is in its own league when it comes to portability and convenience. So yeah, now touching up on that, this camera's autofocus is not that good. Now, is it bad? No. Is it very good? No. It's not on the level of the Sony I'm recording on right now. It's slow sometimes. It's not accurate sometimes, but it's reliable in most situations where I'm not thinking about, oh, I need to slow down just because of my autofocus. No. It's not like, I don't really run into those situations where I'm worrying about autofocus, double checking if the shots are in focus. I just shoot, and if I need to change the position of my autofocus, I do that with the touchscreen, and then I just shoot away. I don't really double check. That's for culling. I let that be a future ML problem. But yeah, I don't really have that many issues with autofocus because I learned how to work around the camera's capabilities, what it can do well, what it can't do well. Another big negative is that this camera has no weather sealing. Now, I live in the UK and it is notoriously grey and rainy here, so it would be nice if this was weather sealed, but obviously it's so small, I don't think they were able to weather seal it, especially knowing that it could overheat and it does get warm when you're using it. You can feel it in the handle here. But yeah, I think if they could weather seal it, they would have done it already, because this camera came out the original GR IIIx came out in 2021, I think. So if they could, they would have done it already. And the GR4 just came out and that's not weather sealed either. So if they could have, they would have done it already. I personally think, this is my opinion. And another negative is that this camera doesn't like fast SD cards. So I had the SanDisk SD card, and sometimes it was rare, but it still happened a few times. I was taking photos, like a couple photos, one after another, and then the last photo wouldn't save. That would happen a few times before I had to, Google online, see what was happening. Then I found out the camera doesn't like fast cards. So then I got a slower card that has a max write speed of 50 megabytes per second. And since then, I've had no issues with the images failing to save. So yeah, definitely watch out for that when getting this camera. Also, another negative is that this camera has internal storage. Now you might think, oh, that's a positive. Well, it is a positive, but it's only 2 gigabytes. 2 gigabytes in this day and age is crazy. So you're only about to get 40 raw images on the 2 gigabyte internal storage, which is good as a backup, but not good if you're gonna shoot out all day. But then again, if you want to treat this like a film camera, 40 raw images, that's just like a film camera, right? I think a roll of film is typically like 36 images. I think, don't quote me, I'm not a film shooter. So yeah, another negative about this camera is that the HDF is sometimes far too strong, especially at night time when there's a lot of artificial light. It can just get too much, like the highlights bleed far too wide. It just blooms too much sometimes. Good thing is that you're able to turn it on and off just by a click of a button. So yeah, that just adds another factor into the portability and convenience of the camera, since you're able to turn the filter on and off. Whereas a normal camera with a detachable lens, you would have to screw it on and off, and that's just a bit cumbersome. Whereas this, it's just a touch of a button. So it's a negative, but there's also a positive to it. You can actually turn it off. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and enjoyed the photos as well. Let me know what you think. Happy New Year once again, and see you in the next one.